Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane classic Batman TV series, 1966 Adam West TV show. And this is a special release. This is a multi-pack. This is a 4-pack that's done in an old retro metal lunchbox. This is a Target exclusive, as the entire line is. So let's go and check out the packaging. As you can see on the front, we've got Batman and Robin. Batman Classic TV Series by McFarlane Toys. It's in an actual physical lunchbox that you could double up and actually use if you wanted to. You can see one side, Batman, all the old action bubble effects the show is known for. Same thing on the other side. On the back, you can see the 4 figures that are in this pack, and they're based off old trading card art, so the figures are going to look a little bit unique. Most notably, the white eyes on Batman and Robin. Here is the barcode, in case that helps anybody. And at the bottom, really not much going on. So with no further ado, let's open it up. And of course, I did get 2 of these packs, one of which to open and enjoy, and the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that we got the plastic wrap removed, let's check out the lunchbox. Metal, little handle at the top, a little clamp above. Open it up, and here are the figures on the inside. We've got Joker and Batman here. Here are the trading cards below. Take these guys out. And then you've got Robin and Penguin behind there. Alright. Now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. They each come with a collector's card and an action bubble effect that the 1966 TV show is so well known for. We've got Robin, Batman, the Joker, and Penguin. They're all repaints from the individual releases, but they all look pretty good. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and we'll compare them with a bunch of other McFarlane retro classic TV series figures. Before we look at each figure one by one, let's go ahead and knock out their accessories. So each of the figures comes with a collector's card and the action bubble effect. Here's Robin's collector's card. I believe these are replicas of collector's cards that were out way back in the day. Robin the Boy Wonder, you can see he's got the white eyes. Backside, simply a bunch of action effects. He also has this red action effect. Wham! Then we have Batman's collector's card. Batman, cape outstretched. Looks nothing like Batman from the show. The Batman. More action effects. His orange says BAM. Here's the Joker's card. We have Joker spraying some acid at Batman and Robin. Once again, these don't look like anything from the TV show. They really don't even look like the comics. Pretty unique. The Joker, Juggernaut. More action effects. He has an orange one. Kapow! And finally, we have Penguins. Penguin, umbrella duel, taking on Batman. They both have umbrellas. Penguin's also holding a cigarette. And his action effect, yellow. Pow! Here are these new action effect accessories, next to all the ones I have from the 1966 line. Quite the collection at this point. Here's an example of Batman and Robin using the action effects. They clip onto their wrists. You can have them punching the villains. Very reminiscent of the TV show. So let's start off by taking a look at Batman. It's going to be the exact same mold as all the other 1966 McFarlane Batman figures. And that's expected. It's not a bad mold. Head sculpt is going to be the same, but the paint job should be different. And don't worry, we will compare them together shortly. So let's take a quick look. He's got the short-eared cowl. He's got light blue eyebrows and nose. All white eyes. He's got the cloth cape. The material's not too bad. He's got the gray spandex, the blue trunks and gloves, boots, yellow utility belt. Not a bad looking figure, but fairly basic. And just a closer look at Batman's face and head sculpt. The mouth and chin scream Adam West. Cowl's very unique. The wide eyes throw me off, but it's kind of cool, different from the other figures. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. And that's my biggest complaint about this line. I wish the figures were a little bit taller. I personally wish they were 7-inch scale with the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, but they aren't. These are 6-inch scale figures, but even at that, they're smaller than 6 inches. I wish they were, 6 1/4 or 6.5 inches, like Marvel Legends or DC Universe Classics. But these guys are pretty much the absolute smallest thing that I collect. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 5.9 inches tall, which can translate to about 15 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, can rotate from side to side. That's about all you're going to get. Shoulders on a ball joint. Goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. All that good stuff. His elbow, 90-degree bend, single jointed with rotation. His wrist rotates. Torso's one solid piece. Traditional waist swivel. He's got old school T-crotch hips. They go forward about that far. Back, not too much. Single jointed knees, 90-degree bend with rotation. And that is all the articulation this guy has. Here he is, next to the regular Adam West Batman figure. Exact same figure. The differences are going to be the paint job. The gray is the same, but the blue is a lot darker on this lunchbox figure. And then, of course, the eyes. They're not pure white on the old guy. And even the eyebrows and the nose details are a little bit different. Beyond that, exact same figure, just another paint variant. And speaking of paint variants, here are all the different versions of Batman that they've made so far. We've got a total of 7 of them. Although the guy on the far left is actually Alfred, it's still a Batman variant. I'm aware of 2 more on the upcoming leaked list. I believe the next one is Radioactive Batman, and then they've got Batman with gas mask coming out a little after that. And I imagine there are still plenty more they could crank out using the same sculpt. And here he is, next to the Mattel version of the 1966 Adam West Batman. And then, next to the NECA Adam West Batman figure, this guy's 7-inch scale, and is by far the best detailed Adam West that there is out there, at least in the 6 and 7-inch scale. And here he is, next to a custom Bruce Wayne civilian attire that I made. This is based off the unmasked McFarlane Adam West Batman, put onto a Mattel DC Universe Classics Clark Kent body. A little bit larger scale than these McFarlane figures, but this is the scale that I wish McFarlane chose for the 1966 line. Now let's look at Robin. This is a classic Dick Grayson Robin, just like the old school comics. He's got a sort of Robin Hood or elf look to him, short shorts, tights, whole 9 yards. So let's take a look. Start with his face here. Head looks pretty good. Eyes are pure white under the domino mask. Hair parted on the side. He's got this cloth cape. Single jointed elbows. Single jointed knees. Red outfit with the buckles down there. Little belt. The R. Elf shoes. Like I said, classic Dick Grayson Robin. And then a closer look at his face and head sculpt. I can see some Burt Ward in there. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 5.4 inches tall, which can translate to just under 14 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. His head can rotate from side to side. Shoulders, ball joint, a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. Guy's kind of tight here. Single jointed elbows, 90-degree bend with rotation. Wrist, simply rotate. He's got traditional waist swivel here. Old school legs, go forward about that far. Back not much. Single jointed knees with rotation. And that's going to be it for his articulation. Now let's check out this new Robin. Next to the standard version of Robin. They're exactly the same figure. The only differences are going to be the white eyes on the lunchbox version, and then the darker green on his gloves, shoulders, sort of crotch area, and his shoes. Here are all three versions of the Dick Grayson Robin from the 1966 show they've made so far. The next one I'm aware of is going to be a gas mask Robin. Here's the McFarlane Burt Ward Robin, next to the Mattel version of the Burt Ward Robin. Here he is, next to a custom Dick Grayson in civilian attire that I made. I'd say this figure came out as a failure. The body's a little bit too small. The neck, you can't even see it. He looks like a midget. I'm going to have to find a different body for this head. Now let's look at the Joker. His outfit is considerably different from the other Joker figures. They're in almost a pink color. He's in a darker purple. Makes you think more so the comic Joker. He's played by Cesar Romero. So let's take a look. Start with his face here. Giant smile. Red lips. His hair looks kind of weird. Black and green blended together. Suit's dark purple. The jacket, the vest, the pants, the gloves. He's got a green shirt, little bow tie, single jointed elbows, single jointed knees. Here's the tail of his jacket. I like this paint variant, pretty cool. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 6.2 inches tall, which can translate to just under 16 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Start with his head, rotate from side to side, shoulders, ball joint goes out way more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Single jointed elbows with rotation, so wrist can rotate. Traditional waist swivel. Legs go forward about that far, back about that much. Single jointed knees with rotation. That's about all she wrote. Here's this Joker. Next to the standard original Joker. Paint scheme is considerably different. It's a darker purple versus almost a pink color in the other Joker. The hair is a lot different as well. Beyond that, 100% the same sculpt. The green shirt underneath looks to be the same shade. So's the bow tie. And here are all 5 variations of the 1966 Joker that McFarlane has made so far. And I think there's definitely room for some more. Here's the McFarlane Cesar Romero Joker, next to the Mattel Cesar Romero Joker. Now let's look at the Penguin. The Penguin is played by Burgess Meredith. His top hat is black. He's got the monocle on his eye, smiling face, red bow tie, kind of fat physique, black jacket, white sort of shirt, gloves. Penguin is always sort of made this way, as his color scheme resembles an actual penguin. Single jointed elbows, single jointed knees, the tail on his jacket. Pretty standard, old school looking penguin. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Long nose, sort of some crow's feet around his eyes. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his hat, standing at about 6.0 inches tall, which can translate to about 15 centimeters. Now for his articulation. His head can rotate from side to side, shoulders on a ball joint, more than 90 degrees, up, down, around. Single jointed elbows with rotation. His wrist can rotate. He's got traditional waist swivel. His legs go forward about that far, back about that much. Single jointed knees with rotation. And that's about it. Here he is, next to the original version of Penguin. Pretty much exactly the same, except the hat and bow tie are a different color. Here's the McFarlane Burgess Meredith Penguin, next to the Mattel Burgess Meredith Penguin. Now none of these figures actually come with any accessories, besides the action bubble effects. But the playset, the Villain's Lair, came with Penguin's umbrella. His hand is way too wide to actually grip properly, but you can have it over his wrist like this. Here are all 4 of these figures, with the Batman lunchboxes behind them. Now let's check them out with some other action figures, and check out some other 1966 figures. Here's his 4-pack lunchbox set. Here are all the standard version of the Bat Rogues McFarlane has made. Both versions of Catwoman, Riddler, Mr. Freeze, Joker, and Penguin. I'm really excited for the upcoming villains. We've seen Egghead and King Tut. And here are the Mattel Bat villains. McFarlane is going to really pass up Mattel's 1966 collection. And speaking of classic TV series villains, here's a custom Egghead and bookworm my wife made for me about 15 years ago. I still cherish these figures today. I'm excited for the upcoming Two-Face, Egghead, and King Tut. Big time. Here's the Mattel classic TV series Bat Family, Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. Now, I saw in an interview, McFarlane flat out said they were unable to acquire Yvonne Craig's likeness. That's the actress for Batgirl. But I saw on the leaked list, they're doing Batgirl from the comics. Clever McFarlane. I'll have to admit, they tried to do things the right way. I imagine Yvonne Craig's likeness owner wanted too much money. So they're just going to make the version of Batgirl from the comics, which will look pretty much exactly the same. Now let's check them out. Next is some action figures from different various companies to see how they fit in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix them with. That's my biggest complaint about this line. They're just far too small for my own personal preferences. It's still a great line. I like it a lot, but I wish they were just a little bit bigger. Since these are classic TV series McFarlane figures, they're about the smallest thing I collect. We'll start off the comparisons with some other smaller action figure lines and work our way larger. Here they are, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. And here they are, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here they are, with some Mafex figures. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics figures. And here they are, with some Mezco 112 collective figures. And now, with some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here they are, standing next to some NECA figures. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And now, with some McFarlane toys. And here they are, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. And finally, next to some Jack specific wrestling figures. Overall, it's a pretty cool action figure set. The retro lunchbox is a nice touch, gives that sort of old school feel to it. And then each of these figures, they look pretty good. Yeah, they're just some simple repaints, but I like the color schemes. The white eyes kind of bother me a little bit, as they didn't look anything like that in the old show. I like the duller colors on Batman. I really like the darker colors on Penguin and Joker. I love the Joker suit, dark purple, different than the pink that's on most of the 1966 Joker merchandise. If I were to rate this set, probably going to give it 7 out of 10, kind of teetering on a 6.5. The figures are just too much of the same, but I'm really happy to add variants. If you guys watch my channel, you know I love all the variants, love having a complete collection, and I'm happy to add this to my McFarlane Batman Classic TV Series collection. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.